Paris was supposed to be romantic in the mornings. Soft sun, warm cafés, fresh pastries. For Emilia Carter, Parisian mornings were more like 1. Cold air hitting her face before she'd had coffee. 2. Running down 6 flights of narrow stairs because her elevator was decorative. 3. Nearly dying via bicycle every time she crossed the street. This particular morning, she added a 4th disaster. She accidentally locked herself out of her apartment wearing only 1 shoe. "Fantastic," she muttered, staring at the lonely pink heel still inside her door as it clicked shut behind her. Of course. She limped down the hallway, praying none of her neighbors were awake to witness her uneven shuffle. But Paris had a sense of humor, and so naturally, Etienne was standing at the building's mailbox area, jacket crisp, hair perfect, the human embodiment of calm competence. He raised an eyebrow. "New trend?" "What trend?" He glanced down. "1 shoe." She groaned. "Please pretend you didn't see this." "Impossible." Then, softer. "Need help?" "No, yes. Why did her brain always turn into warm cheese around him? Etienne stepped forward. "Come on, I'll help you get to the office. No one will notice." "No one except literally everyone," he smirked. "Luckily, half the team arrives late." "Comforting," she deadpanned. He held out a hand. She took it, and down the stairs they went. Emilia hopping, Etienne steadying, both trying not to laugh as they passed an older woman walking her poodle. "Americans," the woman whispered dramatically to her dog. Emilia pointed at her. "She thinks we're dating." Etienne blinked. "Do you mind?" ... Her heart leapt, but before she could answer, he said calmly, "Because if it helps your dignity, we can pretend." "Oh, right, pretending. Yes, great." Why did that sound like the world's most confusing rejection? Outside, Paris was crisp and golden, and sitting directly on the building's doorstep was a cream envelope with her name written in calligraphy. Emilia picked it up. No return address. "Careful," Etienne said. "In Paris, mysterious envelopes can contain 2 things. Invitation? That's impossible." "You mean fancy?" she said. "I mean impossible. Maison des Saphirs hasn't invited anyone outside their inner circle in years. Even I've never been inside." "So this is good?" "This is industry exploding," she stared. "Why her? Was this a mistake? A prank? A scam that would end with someone stealing her organs?" Etienne studied her expression gently. "You look terrified." "I am terrified." "Why?" "Because I've been in Paris 5 minutes, and people like this don't invite people like me." Etienne shook his head. "They do now." But before she could think, the sleek car pulled up. The driver stepped out, holding a tablet. "Mademoiselle Carter? Un message from Maison des Saphirs." Emilia froze. The driver continued, "We look forward to seeing you. Dress appropriately." Then he got back in the car and drove away. Dress appropriately? What did that even mean? She once wore mismatched earrings to a meeting because she thought it was artsy. Etienne watched her, amused. "So, what are you going to do?" "I'm going to panic." He laughed, and then, surprisingly, he said, "Let me help." The moment Emilia limped into the office, still 1-shoed, Zoe shrieked loud enough to shake the window glass. "Emilia! Dieu! Did you fight a pigeon? Did you lose a battle with gravity? Long story," Emilia groaned. Colette appeared from nowhere like a fashionable storm cloud. "Mademoiselle Carter," she said, eyeing Emilia's foot. Is this a metaphor for your work ethic? No, this is a metaphor for my life. Tragique, Colette sighed. Fix it. Zoe whisked Emilia into the meeting room. Okay, spill. What happened? Emilia handed her the invitation. Zoe gasped. No, 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 no. This is bigger than Chanel, bigger than Dior, bigger than my ex-boyfriend Zigo. Is it good? It is everything, but also dangerous. Dangerous? Zoe lowered her voice. Alicia Moreau is going. Emilia blinked. Who? Zoe looked horrified. You don't know Alicia Moreau? The rising star PR shark? The woman who once got a lipstick brand 40 million views because she staged a breakup inside a hot air balloon? She is brilliant, cold, perfect, and, Zoe leaned dramatically forward, she hates newcomers. Does she know I exist? Oh, she will. Great. A mysterious invitation and a sworn enemy she'd never met. The perfect Wednesday. Then Etienne walked into the room, and everything shifted. Meeting in 2 minutes, he said. Emilia, you sit next to me. Zoe raised an eyebrow. Emilia pretended not to notice. The team gathered. Colette opened with, Our biggest campaign this quarter is failing. We need a new direction. Etienne nodded toward Emilia. Actually, we have one. Wait. We? Etienne clicked the screen. A strategic outline appeared. Her outline. The one she wrote last night and hadn't shown anyone. She whispered, How did you? You left it on the printer, he murmured. It was good. Her heart somersaulted. Colette squinted. Emilia Rotza? Yes, Etienne said. A long silence. Then, It's not terrible, Colette admitted. Zoe gasped. That's the highest compliment she has ever given. But before Emilia could enjoy the moment, someone new stepped into the room. A young woman with sleek hair, perfect posture, and ice blue eyes. Alicia Moreau. And she was smiling directly at Etienne. Bonjour, she said smoothly. I'm consulting with your firm this month. Emilia's blood froze. Alicia walked straight to Etienne and placed a hand lightly on his arm. It's been too long. Etienne cleared his throat. Alicia. Zoe whispered in Emilia's ear. They used to date. Oh, fantastic. Alicia turned to Emilia with a predator's smile. And you must be the American. Emilia gulped. Yes. Alicia stepped closer. Too close. Her perfume expensive and terrifying. I hear you're attending Maison des Saphirs tomorrow. How does everyone know? Emilia squeaked. Alicia smirked. Oh, darling, in Paris, everything travels fast, especially privilege. The room fell silent. Etienne stepped forward. Alicia, that's enough. But Alicia's gaze never left Emilia. I'll see you tomorrow, Sherry. Then softer. Dangerous. Try not to embarrass yourself. Then she walked out, leaving the scent of roses and doom behind her. Zoe grabbed Emilia's arm. This is war, Emilia whispered. I didn't sign up for war. Well, Zoe smiled proudly. Welcome to Paris. Where do we even start? Emilia cried. With a dress, Zoe said firmly. A gown. A miracle. They marched into Rue Saint-Honoré boutiques like two women preparing for battle. The first store kicked them out. The second store sniffed at Emilia's American accent. The third store offered her a dress so tight she couldn't sit, breathe, or exist. The fourth store was worse. Alicia was already inside. She turned slowly, eyes gleaming. Trying dresses? She asked sweetly. Cute, but Maison des Saphirs will eat you alive. Emilia swallowed. Why do you care? Alicia's smile sharpened. Because Etienne deserves a woman who can handle Paris. And you can't. Zoe stepped forward. Say that again. Alicia simply walked away, leaving Amelia shaking. Finally, after 3 hours, one panic attack, and a moment where Amelia seriously considered going naked, wrapped in a curtain, they found it. A deep sapphire blue gown, elegant, dramatic, understated but bold, the kind of dress Paris would respect. Amelia exhaled shakily. This is it. Zoe clasped her hands. Tomorrow you will not just attend, you will slay. That evening, Amelia stepped onto her balcony with a cup of tea, watching Paris glow beneath her. Her phone buzzed. A message from Etienne. How are you feeling about tomorrow? She hesitated, then typed, terrified. He responded instantly. Good. Only people who care get scared. She laughed softly. Then another message came. You don't have to go alone, you know? Her heart tightened. Are you offering? She typed before she could stop herself. A pause. Then, yes. She stared at the message, breath caught. He continued, but only if you want me there. Amelia stepped back into her apartment, pulse racing. Tomorrow would change everything. Her career, her rivalry with Alicia, her place in Paris. And possibly, whatever this was becoming with Etienne. She typed, yes, I want that. Message sent. Paris shimmered outside her window, as if the entire city smiled back. The next evening arrived like a velvet curtain rising on a play Amelia wasn't sure she was prepared to star in. Rue de la Fontaine was lined with black cars, velvet ropes, and photographers who looked like they drank espresso for blood. Maison des Saphirs loomed above them, an elegant hôtel particulier with tall silver doors and navy blue banners embroidered with shimmering crystal threads. Emilia clutched her small clutch so hard her knuckles went white. This is intimidating, she whispered. Etienne, beside her in a sharp midnight suit that matched her gown perfectly, gave her a slow glance, warm, steady, grounding. Emilia, he said gently, you belong here. She swallowed. Do I? Really? More than most, he said, and definitely more than half the people here who only came for the champagne. She breathed out shakily, then stepped forward. And immediately nearly tripped on the carpet. Etienne caught her by the waist, his hand firm and secure. They froze like that, bodies close, breath mingling. The cameras clicked, mistaking the moment for romance. Etienne didn't seem to mind. Inside, the space glittered. The grand hall was draped in deep sapphires and silver. Glass sculptures refracted the light like frozen drops of ocean. Models floated through the room like sirens dressed in silks and embroidered velvet. Zoe would have fainted on the spot. Emilia whispered, Is it too late to run? Yes, Etienne said, and I will tackle you if you try. She laughed despite herself. Then the temperature of the room dropped several degrees. Alicia Moreau walked in, sleek black gown, diamond cuffs, hair in a perfect knot. Confidence sharp enough to cut glace. She spotted them instantement. Un smile et la WC sous la chaugarre. Bonsoir, Alicia Puret, glissant d'air sombre. Etienne, looking handsome as ever. Alicia, il répondit coolment. Et Emilia. Alicia's gaze swept downward, slow and deliberate. Bleu, c'est you. How poetic. What's poetic? Emilia asked. Oh, Alicia said sweetly, just that sapphires symbolize truth. Rather ironic for tonight. Before Emilia could ask what that meant, an older woman with silver hair approached. Monsieur Laurent, she said to Etienne, your father is asking for you upstairs. Emilia blinked. Your father? He's here? Etienne winced. Long story. I'll be back. He squeezed Emilia's hand before leaving. Alicia watched it with a sour expression. Then she leaned in, voice soft and venomous. Let me give you some advice, little American. This house doesn't invite nobodies. If you got an invitation, someone wants something. Emilia frowned. Like what? Oh, I don't know. Alicia touched her chin thoughtfully. Maybe someone wants you out of Etienne's orbit. Maybe someone wants to embarrass you. Maybe someone wants to use you. Emilia stiffened. Why are you telling me this? Alicia smiled as if Emilia were a kitten trying to understand quantum physics. Because, darling, I want to see the moment you realize it. And she walked away, leaving Emilia chilled and suddenly very aware that something about tonight wasn't right. Ladies and gentlemen, a voice announced, the presentation will begin in the grand hall. People floated toward the gilded staircase. Emilia followed, trying to stay calm, ignoring the pulled knot forming in her stomach. Etienne hadn't returned yet. His father, whoever he was keeping him upstairs. She stepped into the grand hall. A sweeping runway extended beneath chandeliers shaped like falling raindrops. The seats filled with editors, designers, actors, influencers, and extremely bored men in suits. Emilia found an empty seat in the third row. A woman next to her turned. Are you with the Laurent family? No, Emilia said. Oh, the woman cut in. You're her. Her. What did that even mean? Before Emilia could ask, the lights dimmed. Music swelled, deep, orchestral, cinematic. The show began. Models appeared like living sculpture, wrapped in velvet and glittering crystal. Every piece looked like it had been dreamed first, then stitched into existence. Emilia was mesmerized, until she noticed something odd. People were looking at her, whispering, staring. Her heart pounded. Did she have lipstick on her teeth? Did she sit in the wrong seat? Was her dress ripped? She subtly checked. Everything seemed fine. Until she felt a soft rip. She froze. Slowly, painfully slowly, her eyes slid downward. A long, thin tear was running along the side of her gown, from her hip almost to her thigh. Oh no, oh no, no, no. She stood up. That was a mistake. The tear widened. A gasp rippled through the rows. Someone whispered, "That's her?" Another, "So it's true." A third, "How humiliating." Emilia felt her cheeks burn. She had two options: sit down and pretend nothing happened, or run. She ran. And naturally, because the universe had a sense of humor, her heel caught in the carpet. She stumbled, arms flailing, dress tearing, and fell straight into a crystal sculpture. The entire hall went silent. The sculpture didn't break, thank God, but it wobbled, loudly, obnoxiously, mockingly. Alicia's laughter rang out like a bell. "Oh, Emilia," she said, stepping forward with the grace of a cat who'd just pushed a vase off a table. "You poor thing." Emilia's throat tightened. The dress, it wasn't." Alicia patted her shoulder. Hard. "Next time, darling, try a dress that fits." The room hissed with whispers. And then someone called out, "Is she the girl from the letter?" Emilia froze. The letter? Another person asked. Yes, the scandal. Didn't you hear? People leaned in, eyes hungry. Emilia whispered, What letter? Alicia smirked. Oh, sweetie, you didn't know? She pulled out her phone, tapped, turned the screen. A photo appeared. A letter, printed, signed, on professional stationery. And at the top, Maison des Saphirs, cease and desist. Then a bold line. Mademoiselle Emilia Carter is not affiliated with our house. Any representation otherwise is fraudulent and illegal. Emilia's blood went cold. What is this? She breathed. Oh, nothing dramatic, Alicia said sweetly. Just the letter they sent out this morning. The room buzzed with new whispers. Fraudulent. Illegal. Who does she think she is? American. Figures. Emilia felt her vision blur. I swear, she whispered, I didn't pretend anything. I didn't. Alicia leaned closer, voice low and icy. You never should have come to Paris. Emilia broke. She turned and fled the hall. She burst onto the back terrace, gulping cold night air. Her dress was torn, her dignity shredded, her chest tight. She pressed her hands to her eyes. Why? Why me? Why tonight? The door opened behind her. Emilia? Etienne. She spun. You can't be here. I need a moment. Emilia, he said softly, stepping closer. Talk to me. She shook her head. I ruined everything. My dress ripped. I fell. Everyone stared. Alicia showed me some insane letter. What letter? His voice sharpened instantly. She held out her phone with shaking fingers. He read it. His jaw clenched, sharp, furious, unfiltered. This is fake. What? This letter is fake, he repeated. Maison des Saphirs never sent this. I know their legal team. They'd never circulate a cease and desist like this, not without a full investigation. But why would someone... Her breath caught. She stared at him. You think Alicia... Etienne exhaled. I think Alicia hates losing, and she hates new people, and she definitely hates that I'm standing here with you instead of downstairs with her. That can't be the reason. It absolutely can. The wind whipped across the terrace. Paris glittered below like spilled stars. Etienne stepped closer, close enough that she could feel the warmth of him. Emilia, he said quietly, none of this was your fault. You didn't embarrass yourself. You were set up. She swallowed hard. Why would she do that to me? His expression softened. Because she sees you as competition. For what? Emilia whispered. Etienne hesitated. Then, everything. Her breath hitched. Etienne gently lifted the torn edge of her dress, inspecting it. This was cut, he said, from the inside. Someone tampered with it. Her stomach dropped. What? He nodded. This wasn't an accident. Emilia's heart pounded. Her eyes stung. I want to go home, she whispered. I'll take you. He shrugged off his suit jacket and draped it around her bare shoulders. It was warm. It smelled like him. It made her feel safe in a way nothing else did. He guided her through a side exit. Avoiding the crowd, in the car, she stared out the window, silent, numb. Etienne reached over and slowly, hesitantly took her hand. She didn't pull away. When they reached her building, he walked her upstairs. At her door, she turned. Thank you, she whispered. For what? For being here. His voice softened. I'm always here. They stood like that, inches apart, the world quiet around them. For a moment, Emilia thought he might kiss her. For a moment, she wanted him to. But Etienne stepped back. Rest, he said gently. We'll fix this tomorrow. And he left. Emilia closed her door, leaned against it, and finally let herself cry. Paris at night had that shimmering, impossible glow, as if the entire city were leaning forward, waiting. Emilia felt it the moment she stepped out of the métro at Saint-Michel. The air was warm, soft, almost theatrical, wrapping her like velvet. Couples laughed by the river, street musicians played slow jazz, and boats drifted like floating lights on the Seine. It was the kind of night when something had to happen. And, of course, in Emilia's life, it always did. She hurried toward Le Jardin d'Auvert, the exclusive garden restaurant where Mia insisted they meet. Emilia arrived breathless, hair slightly tousled from the sprint, and pushed the gate, only for it to catch on her bag, yanking her backward. Seriously, she muttered, untangling herself. The hostess raised a perfectly arched eyebrow. Bonsoir, mademoiselle. Table four? Emilia Carter. Or possiblement Emilia Contretemps, parce que je suis toujours à l'aide. The hostess gave a microscopic smile. This way. Inside, Emilia froze, because sitting at the candlelit table, looking annoyingly perfect, was Etienne, her boss, her maybe crush, her recurring professional catastrophe. And he stood when he saw her. Mademoiselle Carter, you look unexpectedly radiant tonight. Why was it always unexpectedly? Why couldn't she just be radiant on purpose? Wait, Emilia said, sliding into her seat. I thought this was a girls' night with Mia. Etienne blinked, confused. Mia told me you invited me. Oh no. Emilia covered her face with her hands. This was a setup, an ambush, a romantic coup d'état orchestraté by her beloved, chaotic friend. Etienne poured her wine. Well, since we are both here, perhaps we make the best of it, or the worst of it, Emilia whispered. Etienne pretended not to hear. Dinner was surprisingly lovely. Soft lights, warm laughter, a breeze carrying jasmine. Etienne teasing her about her French idioms. Emilia challenging him on his obsession with vintage fountain pens. Their conversation was fluid, warm, alive. Too alive, because halfway through dessert, Etienne leaned forward, voice low. Emilia, I think we've been trying very hard to ignore something that refuses to be ignored. Her pulse stopped. Before she could respond, chaos arrived in heels. Emilia! Mia stumbled into the garden, breathless, waving her phone like a flag. Emilia nearly choked on her wine. Mia, what? You need to see this, Mia hissed, shoving her phone at her. Emilia stared. A viral post, a short clip. A tiny moment she had thought no one saw. Her, earlier today, accidentally spilling champagne on a luxury client, catching her heel on a carpet, and crashing directly into a floral installation worth more than her apartment. Caption: The new American tornado in Paris. Fring. Hashtag Emilia in Paris. Hashtag disaster chic. Etienne's eyes widened. Mon Dieu, Emilia wished the earth sourd et swallowée par la macaron et les macarons. Emilia se releva trop vite. J'ai besoin m'en partir. Etienne essayait de le suivre, mais Mia l'a intercepté, un blocage du bras dramatique qu'il a perdu une servise. Postman, maybe let her a minute. Emilia se réjouit d'aurore, leur cœur en nerfs. She walked fast, past the tables, past the stone archway, past a couple making out against the ivy wall. She didn't stop until she reached the river. She braced herself against the railing, breathing hard. I can't do this. I can't go viral for humiliating myself. I just wanted a normal Parisian week. A job, a life, maybe some romance. not to be France's most fashionable disaster. How reflection waver in the black glass of the Seine. Then another reflection appear next to hers, not Etienne, Luc, of course, because Paris had no chill. Rough night? Luc asked softly, leaning against the railing with her. She groaned. If I jump into the rivière, do you promise not to film it? I promise to jump first, so no one sees you. She laughed, despite everything. Luc glanced at her, eyes warm. You know, most people in Paris adore a little chaos. It makes life interesting. I'm tired of being interesting. He smiled. Too late. She exhaled shakily. Luc, am I always going to be the joke of the city? No, he said. One day, Paris will laugh with you, not at you. Tonight is just an unfortunate rehearsal. That got another laugh out of her. Then, Luc's expression shifted, serious, tender. There is something else I should say. He hesitated. When I saw the video, I wasn't laughing. I was worried. Because you've changed things for me. My days, my work, my thoughts. They're all different now. Because of you. Emilia stared at him, stunned. Luc took a breath, as if bracing for impact. Emilia, I think I'm falling in love with you. The Seine seemed to stop moving. Her heart didn't. Before she could answer, truly answer, another voice cut through the night. Emilia! Etienne. Of course. The universe was making this a trilogy of chaos. He jogged toward them, tie loosened, expression unbearably earnest. Emilia, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let you walk out. And I definitely shouldn't have allowed that video to upset you. You are. He inhaled sharply. You are the most brilliant, courageous, alive person I have worked with. And I don't want you to think for a moment that you are a joke. You're unforgettable. Luc stepped closer to her. So are you choosing him? Etienne stepped closer on the other side. Or me? Emilia froze between them, literally in the middle of a Parisian love triangle under the moonlight. Typical. Absolutely typical. She raised her hands. Stop, both of you! Luc blinked, Etienne straightened, Emilia exhaled. Steadying herself. Tonight I went viral for tripping into a flower sculpture. Tomorrow the internet will forget, but I won't forget either of you showing up for me. She looked at Luc. And you, saying things that probably weren't easy. Luc swallowed. Then she turned to Etienne. And you, being the one person who always sees something good in me even when I don't. They waited. Emilia smiled, small, real, and perfectly Emilia. But I'm not choosing anyone tonight. I choose me. I choose time. Etienne nodded slowly. Luc looked frustrated, but understanding. Good, because Emilia was not going to be rushed by Paris. Not tonight. Mia suddenly appeared again, breathless, holding pastries. I found comfort food. Did I miss anything? Emilia looped her arm through Mia's. Only the part where my life turned into a romantic duel on the Seine. Mia grinned. Ah, so a normal Thursday? They walked off into the glow of the street lamps, leaving Etienne and Luc staring after her. Emilia glanced back once. Paris shimmered. The city wasn't done with her, and she definitely wasn't done with it.